and we're gonna make the cut here. No, wait. Oh yes, let's do it. Hey guys, Martin here from bigboyplants.com. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. So yeah, I got this Zanzibar gem or CC plant recently. Check it out. And besides being a very straightforward to care plant, very beginner friendly, propagation seems quite easy as well. It is also very flexible and adaptable to different environmental conditions. That makes it a very popular houseplant to care for nowadays. So in this video, I'm going to share what tips I'm using to grow this plant and what has worked well. Stay tuned. Alright, so before moving on, I wanted to say that I just finished propagating my ZZ plant and I'm waiting to see the roots coming out soon, hopefully during the next week. So if you want to get a heads up once this happens, hit the button and subscribe to our channel, post a comment below, and I will let you know once the full propagation video guide is completed and released. Alright, let's move on. Alright, so let's start talking about watering. Well, this plant is native from Zanzibar, which is at the coast, an area that receives heavy rain. However, the soil is sandy there. And this plant has learned to survive on the little that is available between sand pebbles. Then, your CC plant will require moderate watering at least once a week, but not less. From what you can read online, it is more dangerous to overwater the plant than to fail to water. The challenges of stem and root rot are way worse compared to a few days of drought. Yet, your plant can still recover as it can store enough water to last weeks in its leaves and stems, giving you leeway to skip watering for some time. But don't abuse of this special property from this plant. Right, moving on to light care. The Zanzibar gem prefers indirect bright light in places with high humidity. However, and something that it's pretty cool about this plant is that it can adjust to the level of brightness, of light brightness, if it's introduced at a young age. So many owners report that it can also survive in a basement with fluorescent light exposure only. I personally suggest that you place your plant next to a window where it can get indirect bright light, but it can also enjoy from some light during the morning and late evening. Do not overdo direct sunlight exposure, and if you keep it outdoors, make sure to give it proper shade during the sunlight, especially during midday. Too much direct sunlight will affect this plant. So your CC plant will demand and thrive in high to moderate temperature conditions. That's something you should keep in mind. So keep it between 65 Fahrenheit, that's about 18 Celsius degrees, and 90 Fahrenheit, that's about 32 Celsius degrees. It's important to mention that this plant can tolerate temperatures as low as 50 Fahrenheit or 10 Celsius degrees, but this drop should not be drastic and for a long period. In case the temperatures fall to such low levels that it can happen during winter or fall, make sure that you reduce the watering, and that takes us to the next topic, which is humidity. The Zanzibar gem will require high humidity levels to thrive. Some owners say that that shouldn't drop below 50%, but let's be honest, not everyone lives next to the ocean or in a jungle that receives constant rainfall almost daily. So there are some tips that some houseplant owners might need to implement to keep the high humidity levels. So you can supplement the humidity levels by misting your plant daily if you have the time, or every other day. Again, this will depend on where you live and the humidity levels at your place. When misting, keep in mind that it's better to use distilled or rain filter water that has no chemicals, ideally, because we want to avoid the accumulation of fluoride or chlorine in the leaves that can cause them to turn yellow or maybe wilt. The second thing that you could do is to place it on a pebble tray and put some water with pebbles that will cause that this evaporation provides sufficient humidity to keep the plant healthy around it, especially during fall and winter seasons. And of course, this method can save you time and can be more convenient. Also, there's another thing that you could do, which is to group it with other tropical plants. So it is known that plants together that are grouped tend to keep high humidity levels together. That could also work as well. And last but not least, you have the most fancy option, but it's the most expensive one, which is to get an electric humidifier and place it next to your plant so it has constant, good, and sustainable humidity levels like you want. So let's move on to the next point. In regards to soil, we will want to choose a mix that drains well. Coco coir is an excellent add-on to use when potting your ZZ plant. This element helps to protect the roots and stems from rot beyond ensuring that the plant is well fed. You may also add a portion of perlite to improve nutrient and moisture balance. Now let's go back to one of my favorite topics, which is propagation. From what I researched online, a stem cutting of a ZZ plant tends to yield faster results for propagation. So here's how to propagate a ZZ plant cutting. You already saw how we cut off a stalk at the base of the plant, making a straight slice with a sanitized knife. Now, here's how I place the cut stem in water, and I am changing out the water every 3 to 4 weeks. By the way, if you forget, it should be fine, as long as there's no mold growing. Here's where I am now, keeping the cutting near a window where it can get a mix between indirect bright light but some direct sunlight exposure. In this case, it seems that sunlight is the best way to encourage a ZZ plant cutting to grow healthily. When the cutting has grown a rhizome and at least 1 inch of new roots, then it should be good for repotting. Alright, so that's it for today's video. I hope you like this guide on how to grow and even propagate a ZZ plant. As I said before, I will keep you posted on how the cuttings grow and start developing roots, and we can then move them to a pot with soil mix. So I hope this video was helpful, and let me know in the comment section if you have any additional tips that we might include in an updated version of this video. Again, we highly appreciate if you subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up. It helps us to keep pumping new content every week. Don't forget to visit our site bigboyplants.com, where we have more than 100 articles related to different plant guides that you might find useful. So thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next video soon. Until then, happy planting.